Hey, what's up everybody? Hope you're enjoying the day. So I am out here doing some steelhead surveying. I got Scott down there, it's taking the temp. I got Hunter, my buddy, that's up here with us, and we're gonna check out a handful of creeks today and see how the steelhead are spawning there. So stay tuned. So that's the mouth of the Skagit you're seeing that runs into, yep, right there in the background of the Skagit River there. All right guys, so we're continuing to wade through here. This is kind of some rough terrain, as you can tell by the camera here. But yeah, this is just so cool to be able to get out here and see some of the areas here where these steelhead come up into these creeks to spawn there. So yeah, this is definitely a cool opportunity to be able to come out here and see this stuff. Look at this view, guys. All right, so we're heading back to the cars. We're gonna go check out the next location. We didn't see any steelhead on any reds there, but this is one thing I've learned about steelhead today though so far, is that salmon usually, from what I've seen, is they'll sit on their spawning beds and they'll actually sit there and chill. But like Scott was saying, when the females come in, the females are just gonna come in, lay their eggs, and they're gonna leave immediately. So that's something new that I learned from there. The chances of seeing a steelhead on a spawning bed make it that much more or less likely to see one. But I have hope we'll see a steelhead on a bed somewhere today. So stay tuned. All right, we're at another spot here, checking this out, and we've already found one little red. Gonna keep exploring up and see if we can find a big boy or big girl on a red. All right, gang. So we had quite the adventure walking up here. I had a couple spills, but you can see. I'm gonna point at it here. Right here, once my finger moves, it focuses back. That's a spawning bed right there. And the amazing thing I'm learning here with steelhead is that steelhead will spawn in such little areas like that. So this is what we've had to walk through and venture through and all this to get up here. But again, worth the hike up here, because you get to see stuff like this. And like Scott said, this is probably a couple days old. And like I was saying earlier, they're here a couple days, or a day if that, and then they're right back out. Woo-wee. Wow. Well guys, we just got back from hiking all the way up there, and that was quite the hike. But here we are, we're back down at the cars. We're checking one less section out here. We're gonna check this section out here. But last spot to see if we can find any fish. But we have seen a handful of spawning beds. It looks like Scott maybe saw something there in the background. But not signing off yet. I'll see you guys when we get down there. Hey everybody, so that's the end of our day here. I'm gonna say goodbye, but I'm going to let Scott give you the summary of the notes that he went over from there, and kind of just go over what the day was like.
Hey, we had a great day. I'd like to thank Paul and Hunter for coming out on a spawner survey with me. I'm glad we were able to get out today. I had a tough time battling the recent high water, so a lot of our creeks were high and out of shape today, but we surveyed one creek and we found 2 to 3 steelhead reds, and then just got done surveying another one, and we found one at the very top after a long and wild bushwhack. and then one down at the very bottom
Yeah.
that was about 20 feet from where we parked. But wonderful day, pleasant out, kind of stopped raining on us. We got some exercise.
Yeah.
Got to chat along the way. That's always one of my favorite things, is just getting to know people
Right.
over the course of doing the surveys. So looking forward to getting out again. We still have roughly another month and a half of surveys left to do this season, and expecting we will see some more wonderful things out there.
Nice. And how many miles did you say we put in today?
Just over 3 miles.
Yeah, that was 3 tough miles too, everybody.
three grueling miles of bushwhacking and climbing up waterfalls.
Yeah.
But always worth it. Didn't see any live fish today, but steelhead are pretty elusive about doing their things. So maybe next time.
Yep. And then do you want to share anything from your notes there that you took down today?
Yeah. Always take notes. On the one creek, I had two definite reds. I surveyed both of these creeks on Monday. They were both a little bit higher than they were today, so I had a couple of reds in question that I wanted to come back and revisit. 2 of those were definite reds. One of them I decided was not, once I could get a better look at it. But we had 2 definite new reds that weren't there on Sunday, or on Monday, and then another 2 very definite reds in the last creek we surveyed. I think one of the interesting things too that we talked a lot about today was that people tend to picture, these big, broad, easily identifiable runs or reds in tailouts of runs. And
right.
We certainly do find those on rivers like the Skagit or certain creeks we survey that have the layout and the substrate to accommodate a large red. But in the creeks we surveyed today, they're both relatively small, and it's a lot of pocket water and a lot of bigger rock, bigger substrate. So steelhead have to make the most of the habitat that's available to them, and so a lot of the reds were not your real classically identifiable reds. They were kind of in pocket water areas and places where the rock was of an appropriate size for them to spawn in. And in some cases too, we often see much smaller reds than we would see in a larger creek system, but we see instances of fish, digging 3 or 4 separate reds in roughly the same vicinity versus making one large one, because they just don't have the space to do it. So,
right.
Yeah, always fun. They're tough reds to spot sometimes in these creeks, but I'm glad we found a few.
Yes.
And, I just knew with the high water we had, I knew fish had to have taken advantage of that and gone way up to where they could go. So,
yeah, you called that one spot.
Yeah. I knew that if there was going to be anything at all, I knew there would be something up high there.
Yes.
And there was a very fresh red that was, potentially 1 to 2 days old. So
nice.
We were hoping to find its creator, but
yep.
They had moved on to other parts. So.
Yeah. Well, thanks for taking us out, Scott. Cool, guys. So there you go. I'm going to say goodbye. Thanks, Scott, for taking us out here, and we'll see you guys on the next adventure.